Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today we gonna see 10 best male anime protagonists of the 1980s, ranked. Though newer fans might not realize it, the 1980s feature not only some of the most popular anime, but some of the most influential. That comes down to having characters that were so groundbreaking they created new tropes and archetypes that later characters would be based off. Even characters that might seem basic now only feel that way after decades of having other characters steal everything original about them. The best of the best male anime leads have stood the test of time across several decades. Whether it's someone like Dragon Ball's Goku or Amuro from Mobile Suit Gundam, they're characters that people have bonded with for generations. Even as anime continues to reach new audiences, these characters will be around for years to come. Let's start the list. Number 10, Ryo Seba is the inspiration for cool goofballs everywhere. In the world of City Hunter, Ryo Seba is a sweeper problem solver known as City Hunter. On a certain whiteboard in Shinjuku, if anyone writes XYZ, they can gain access to Ryo's services. Whether they need a bodyguard or a detective, Ryo consistently proves himself up to the task. Ryo feels like a predecessor to characters like Vash the Stampede or Kenshin Himura, a complete goofball who could turn it on and be the coolest and most dangerous guy in the room when needed. Though City Hunter doesn't have nearly the cultural power it did in the 80s or 90s, there's still a certain charm to watching Ryo do his thing. Even if his thing often involves distracting women from their problems by being a bit of a lek. Even now, watching classic City Hunter is an enjoyable guilty pleasure every longtime anime fan should experience at least once. That said, he remains at the bottom of the list if only because some aspects of his character haven't aged well. Number 9, Yang Lonely is the original lazy genius. Known as the Magician, Yang Lonely started as an officer in the military of the Free Planets Alliance. A student of history, Yang uses his genius military mind to help stave off the dangers of the Galactic Empire. However, unlike most men of his talent, he has no desire to rule, he simply prefers the benefits of peace. Yang Lonely is where anime fans get the popular lazy but smart archetype seen in characters like Naruto's Shikamaru. Yang doesn't just avoid power, he becomes outright insulted when people assume power to be his intention. Placing a character like him in the spotlight for Legend of the Galactic Heroes made the OVA series must-watch, if only because it was impossible to predict what he might do next. Number 8, Camille Biden is Mecha's favorite problem child. In Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, Camille Biden was a normal teenager until an incident with the Earth Federation's authoritarian Titans division led to him being tossed in jail. Not long after that, Camille took the first available chance to join the Anti-Earth Union group, aiding them by stealing the RX-178 Gundam Mark II. Thanks to the AEUG being short-handed, it didn't take long for Camille to become an ace pilot among their ranks, as he used his incredible powers to battle the Titans. Camille is such a fascinating character to watch because he's so insufferable, yet at the same time his words and actions are often correct. As one of the most evil empires in Gundam history, the Titans absolutely needed to be brought down, but Camille just can't help being a jerk the entire way. Still, that's what makes the character so realistic. Even a kid who's correct in their ideals is still just a child. Watching him develop as he learns just how low the Titans are willing to sink to win is part of what makes Zeta Gundam such a memorable series. Number 7, Kenshiro is the ultimate martial artist. In the aftermath of a nuclear war, the world has turned into a wasteland where society battles over resources. In this world, Kenshiro is one of the last remaining masters of the instant-kill martial arts style, Hokuto Shinken. Though he would prefer to live a peaceful life, Kenshiro is forced to fight to protect innocent lives, and to recover the woman he loves. These days, most people know Kenshiro from his catchphrase, "You are already dead," turning into a meme. Even without that though, Kenshiro just looks awesome without knowing anything about him. Kenshiro's creator, Tetsuo Hara, was inspired by popular martial arts film actors like Bruce Lee and Yusaku Matsuda, and created Kenshiro to look like the ultimate martial artist. Number 6, Pegasus Seiya represents the brash hotheads. As a child, Pegasus Seiya comes to Greece on a mission to become the Bronze Pegasus Saint. After achieving his goal, however, he's forced to go on a quest to discover his missing sister. Yet it isn't long before his status as a saint keeps bringing him into conflict with those who would seek to do harm against Athena, the goddess the saints exist to protect. Alongside Goku, Seiya is the inspiration for a lot of the shonen characters of the modern era. He's brash and hot-headed, but fiercely protective of the things he cares about. even if it means he finds himself outclassed often. Saint Seiya's popularity is even responsible for the wave of pretty boy casts from the late 80s and early 90s, leading to shows like Ronin Warriors or even Gundam Wing. Number 5. Amuro Ray is the standard for teenage mecha pilots. Like many of the most popular anime protagonists of the 1980s, Amuro Ray helped define a type of character going forward. At just 15 years old, Amuro protects his colony against a Zeon attack by piloting the Federation's newest prototype mobile suit, the RX-78 Gundam. Though new to fighting, his natural skill and study ability allowed him to fend off the Zeon long enough for many of the colony's inhabitants to escape aboard the White Base. Joining the White Base himself, Amuro was quickly identified as one of the only people capable of piloting the Gundam to help everyone aboard the ship survive. Yet Amuro is far from the confident super soldier that casual fans think of when they see a Gundam pilot. He experiences fear, doubt, and isolation as the expectations mount, and he becomes more necessary for everyone's survival. His journey is so compelling he not only inspired teen mecha pilots for decades after, but he's the standard most mecha pilots are judged by. Still, he's stuck in the 5th place spot because everyone above him transcends the series they come from. Number 4. Char Aznable is the best example of having the right goals but wrong methods. Char Aznable is every mecha fan's problematic favorite. Char is endearing because most of the time his heart is in the right place, but he usually picks the wrong method to achieve his goals. The son of the original head of the Republic of Zeon, he spends as much of the original Mobile Suit Gundam trying to get revenge on the Zabi family as he does trying to beat Amuro in a battle. Char's such a beloved character that nearly every Gundam iteration since has created their own Char clone in the hopes of replicating the popularity of the original. Yet few of them are ever able to capture the original's complexity or natural charisma. Plus, none of them were ever bold enough to wear a pair of shades and think that was a sufficient disguise to pretend to be a completely different person. Number 3. Lupin 3 is the original gentleman thief. It's impossible to tell the story of anime without including Lupin. By the 1980s, Lupin 3 was already a household name for anime fans. The gentleman thief had already established himself in 2 previous series during the 1970s before getting a 3rd series in the mid-1980s. Though a large departure from his darker manga counterpart, fans still fell in love with Lupin. He stood as proof that protagonists didn't always need to be the big hero. On the contrary, Lupin allowed fans to root for the bad guy for once, as the clever thief kept finding ways to escape his nemesis Senegata's clutches. Even now, he remains one of the best phantom thieves in anime, getting as many series in the last 10 years as he did in the 70s and 80s. Number 2. Ranma Satomu is an endearing trickster. While author Rumiko Takahashi has created tons of equally memorable female protagonists, Ranma Satomu is easily her most memorable male protagonist. Well, if everyone can overlook that he transforms into a girl whenever he's splashed with cold water. Cursed after falling into a magical hot spring, Ranma is forced to deal with this new wrinkle to his life while trying to keep anyone else from discovering it. Ranma's blunt honesty makes him a joy to watch in nearly every scene he's in. Though he can be insensitive sometimes, his natural inclination towards being a trickster makes it clear there's no malicious intent behind it. More importantly, just enough of his actions come back to haunt him later that he remains endearing. Number 1. Goku is anime's most iconic protagonist. Goku isn't just one of the best anime characters of the 1980s, he's one of the most popular anime characters of all time. Introduced to the world of anime in 1980's CXS Dragon Ball, viewers get to see the young martial artist grow from a boy to a man. Along the way, he fights everything from evil organizations to magical demons, all bent on world domination. Yet Goku handles them all thanks to his enduring spirit and constant desire to become a better warrior tomorrow than he was today. Perhaps even more impressive as Goku continues to develop in the sequel series, Dragon Ball Z. There, he becomes a family man, fighting not just for the world but for his wife and child as well. Yet while his powers grow to near unbelievable levels as he's challenged by increasingly dangerous enemies, he still remains the same earnest, kind-hearted person discovered by Bulma all those decades ago. Given Goku's enduring popularity, it's impossible for him not to land in first place. That's all for today, guys. Let's see tomorrow. Bye.